Hi YouTube, what's up? From the title, you can kind of figure out what this video is about, and I am so excited. I am 3 years natural to the date, November 6th, 3 years ago, and actually it's like 10:30 right now, but it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon that I walked in the hair salon and I told my hairdresser, the same one that gave me the bad perm, to cut my hair off. And by this time, which I never really mentioned, she was washing my hair for free. She said she was going to wash my hair for free until my hair grew back. But I just decided to go there and just chop my hair off. And here I am today, 3 years later, loving my natural hair. Alright, so again, if you guys, don't really follow me on YouTube, this is not, I didn't make a conscious decision. If you didn't see my perm to natural decision, I didn't go through, I'm going to embrace my natural self and it was, I did a ton of soul searching. No, it wasn't that case. I basically had a bad experience with perm. My hair was healthy before, and I just decided to cut my hair off. And it was so interesting that the day I was cutting my hair off, there was a lady in the next chair getting extensions the same length that my hair I was cutting off, and she was like in awe, like, "Oh my, you're really gonna cut your hair?" My hairdresser gave me, time to think, and, I'm go back, I'm going to do the next person here, think about it, before I cut your hair off. But I decided that I was going to cut my hair off. And here I am 3 years later, okay? Now, the 3 years had its ups and downs, for sure, okay? And at least for me, when I watch YouTube entries, and if I watch a channel for a particular time, I go through and I watch them, and if they make it seem like natural hair is the easiest thing out there, and it was wonderful from the start, I don't sub, because I know for me, I had plenty of downs and I had plenty of ups. Okay, and so I decided to come on to basically document my journey on YouTube for that reason, because I remember how frustrated I was, and YouTube helped me a lot. And I just wanted to kind of document my journey so that I can assist someone out there with their hair. So my hair texture might not be your texture hair. I remember sometimes that I would hate watching, the videos of girls who had the loose, the 2 or the 3A hair, and their hair just fell, and the right way, and I was starting to grow up my hair, and the curl just wasn't what it was supposed to be, or I thought it was supposed to be, and I basically, it made me want to get a perm again, because I was just like, my hair is not looking how it's supposed to look, and so I went through a period where I had to accept my hair for what it was. It wasn't growing as fast as somebody else that I was watching on YouTube, and again, I joined YouTube a little later in my journey, because I was like already a year and change. And it was just basically not wanting to perm my hair again that made me, that experience that really made me stick with it, because I did braids, I took out the braids, my hair was dry, and it was just by a chance phone call that I called one of my girlfriends that I hadn't talked to in eons, and we did our internship together, and life happens, and you're busy with work and school and kids and so on. She ran across my mind, and I called her, and interesting enough, she had cut her hair off, and I had made mention that I went to the hairdresser every week. She was one of the girls that would be at the hair salon. So she said, why don't you look on YouTube? First of all, the first advice she gave me some ingredients to look in my products to see if they had. I went in, and every single product I had those ingredients in there. And she was like, that's why your hair is dry. That's why it's brittle. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that, right? So you see how information is key. Okay, so I actually cleared out every single, I threw all of them out. Okay, and she said, join YouTube. Not join, but watch YouTube. There's girls on there with natural hair. And I was like, there's girls with natural hair on YouTube? Now, listen, I've never been on YouTube before then, okay? It might sound strange to you, but even, my daughter was on YouTube. That was one of the things that she and my husband did. They were on YouTube. When I would watch news sometimes, they would play videos on YouTube. But I just never ventured on, it was, Facebook and YouTube and MySpace and, all those things was something that my students did. And I figured, it just wouldn't be interesting for me. So when she told me that there was a natural community on YouTube, I was like, really? So, one day I checked it out, and I got, like, addicted to YouTube. I was watching YouTube, like, a couple hours for the day. In between classes, I was watching, it was crazy. But I learned so much, and here I am today, still a natural. And I really feel like I probably wouldn't still be a natural if I wasn't, either on YouTube myself, or if I hadn't, by that chance phone call, heard about the natural community on YouTube. So I started with Cream of Nature. I started with basically, products that I could get out of Walgreens and Walmart. Not because I didn't have the money, but in reality, I had the money, but I also had bills. Okay, at the time, I've never mentioned this before, but I'm also a mortgage broker. And that also was by chance. When I bought my first house at 24, and I was going to get ripped off, or I was getting ripped off, and I just decided, instead of giving up, to go to school to become a mortgage broker, and then basically do the loan myself, and which is what I did. And so I was doing that on the side. And so we had acquired real estate, and by this time, the market was falling apart, and we had real estate that we couldn't sell, and all these different things, and I was paying out literally like $6,000 and change a month on mortgage. When we came here to Georgia is when we basically settled down to one. So I started out, like everybody else, well, not everybody else, at least some of the naturals who can't afford to spend a lot of money on hair products. So I basically lived in Walmart or Walgreens, and it got to the point where I realized my hair was flourishing once I just stayed away from certain ingredients. So do you need to spend a lot of money on products? No, you don't, so that was that facet of my journey. The other facet of my journey was accepting my hair. Now, watching YouTube and seeing, girls with their hair, just the curls falling right, I would watch, girls who had like 2, 3 hair, and their curls were phenomenal. My hair didn't look like that. And so I was thinking, dang, I should just perm my hair because my hair don't look right. It don't look like that, And so I was frustrated as well. And so I had to go through, and that's when I did my soul searching. My soul searching came later, where I had to learn to embrace me.